What's up, y'all? It's your boy R to the A to the S. Yes, Roz here with Proceed with Cause a Blog. And today I'm here to talk about LT3 Sociology. Give you my thoughts on this album. And let's go. First of all, I think you got to have an open mind to listen to this album for some people. Let me give you an example from another album, Fault Line. When I heard Fault Lines, yes, there are some things on there I agree with, such as like BLM, the organization. We talked about like some of the things of sexuality and stuff like that. Totally agree. But when he started talking about issues of race and racism, Marxism, all those type of things, I don't come to the same conclusions, as him on that album. And so it just wasn't an album I could relate to. I think with this album right here, some people might have some of the same struggles to listen to this album. Now, me as a black man, some of the issues that he talks on here, I mean, this stuff is like common sense. It's not a stretch. But I could see if I was a white person, and I'm speaking in generalities, not all white people think alike, all black people think alike, so put that out as a disclaimer. But if I was like a white Christian and I heard some of these things on his album, I probably would shut down. And I'll give you some examples. So on political versus biblical, he talks about we look at things through the lens of, instead of a biblical perspective, we look at it from a political perspective. And scripture is really how we supposed to look at things. I totally get that. But then you listen to some of the things he says on Sleepy Chris. I can see a lot of white Christians, when they hear him talk, they'll be like, Shai is a liberal. You can tell he's a liberal. Some of the things he says on here. You look at, for example, when he talks about, I know he's playing a character, but when he talks about gun control, all the different shootings. He's going through this song. It's sort of like a skills wrap up song, except he's doing it through years. And he talks about the different mass shootings and like, oh man, this gun control. We need gun, he didn't say we need gun control, but basically he talks about gun control. I could see some people just instantly like, man, he just some liberal. Not criticism of Trump. Again, some white Christians, not only did they vote for Trump, it's, like Trump is their boy. Like, and I can see again, like, when he talked about Trump, he talked about criticism of Trump. Of course, January 6th described them as a mob, right? I could see some white Christians like, hey, he's so liberal. That wasn't a mob. They were protesting because the election was stolen, blah, blah, blah. So the way he describes some things, and, I could see some people just dismiss him as Shai just a liberal, man. I don't want to listen to no liberal. I'm a white evangelical Christian. I can tell, he's a Marxist. They're gonna put him in that category. So I think just listening to some things on this song, on this album, I think you really have to have an open mind. Otherwise, you're gonna just dismiss some of the things he's trying to communicate on this album, in my opinion. Now, what I enjoy most about this album is the storytelling. Not putting him on the GOAT level of Nas, but what I will say is this: it was enjoyable seeing him take certain topics and be able to flip it and put it in a new perspective. You look at my favorite song on here, "What Could Have Been." It's just the way they did the whole storytelling. I'm not going to go into that quite yet, but I just want to say overall, I think his storytelling ability was the most satisfying thing on here. Y'all know I'm not into the rhyme schemes and all that stuff, but just his ability to take some typical topics and be able to flip it, I think was phenomenal. And I think that was really the best aspect of this album. Another aspect of this album I like was the production. Um, I know Wit did the majority of the production. I know there are other people. There's Alex, is it Hitchens? Probably saying that wrong. You got the Apologist. I know I saw that on there. Him on here as well. So, but the production on here really carried this album. You got Braille on here. You got some dope boom bap beats. You got some little experimental stuff. It was a little, some little CCM stuff. But overall, the production really captured me on this album. All right, so let's go to some songs I like. Elder Statesman. All right, hope I said that right. This is a really hardcore beat. I really like the bass on this song, East Coast type bass song. Braille did this thing, did a dope job. You have a lot of themes. Sound like the stuff he's been through. Shy mentions a lot of things like alone, like not loneliness, but I guess feeling alone and just being canceled and all of these things because of his positions. And again, what I talked about before, you have to have an open mindedness of this album. You see, because of the positions he's taken, he's put into this box, into this category. And so I thought it was dope. I guess you can call it quote unquote introspective. So yeah, this was a dope song. I mean, political versus biblical. I mean, you really get to the crux of what he's trying to promote. But again, when I talk about dismissal type stuff, even mentioning Tim Keller, it's people. I mean, I've seen on the internet. I mean, they act like Tim Keller ain't even a Christian. And so, I mean, again, even referencing him, people would just dismiss him like, you referencing Tim Keller? I mean, they put Tim Keller like in Martin Luther King category. I mean, people I've seen on the internet just making that reference again. This for album for a lot of people. I think you just got to be open minded to even get his message. But hey, now Farm Talk. This probably one of my top three songs on this album. The the drums are crazy. Wit just really killed this song. Again, the storytelling ability, the way he uses the different voices. I mean, you can tell that shy sarcasm on here, and it's just I like it. It's just a no pun intended, a witty type of song, and this is just a dope song, man. And it's a long song, but because the beat is so dope, I don't even mind the length. It's just a dope song. Then you go into farm talk, parable, explain. You know how Jesus tell a parable, then he explain what it means. This is another dope song. It's obvious this is a tribute to the art of storytelling, Outkast. The beat has that vibe to it. It's just a very dope song, man. Then you got songs like "What Could Have Been." To me, this is the best song on this album. The beat, you might say, well, it's kind of simplistic. Yeah, it's simplistic, but I just love the drums on here. I mean, you got all these different MCs, and again, another long song, but I don't mind it because everybody brings it, and it's a dope beat. You got Believe It, Stephen Braille, Chris Jones. I don't know who this is. Look like Jeezy, Jereze. I don't know. Nathan Joseph from the UK, and of course, oh, he old school now. Zayd the Blacksmith. Everybody on here brings it, man, but Braille, I mean, when they do that beat switch, like I said, it was wow. I mean, it was dope. I just you had it. It was already a dope beat, and then you do the switch, and then how he did it. What could have been in reference to Jesus, like just dope storytelling. This is a dope song, man. This is definitely the best song on here. Now you got Dear Bob Jones, produced by The Apologist. Y'all pray for that brother. If you don't know about him, he is a Dallas Cowboy fan. Uh, obviously, that brother needs some wisdom in his life. The Lord promises wisdom to those who ask for it. That brother obviously ain't been praying for wisdom because there ain't no way in the world you be cheering for a bunch of losers like that. But anyway, Bob Jones. Now, I'll be honest with y'all, man. I've heard of Bob Jones. I heard about, the school didn't allow interracial marriages, but I didn't know it was this deep. This was definitely educational for me and very disturbing at the same time. And then you look at what's going on in the church today, even before this. I mean, 2026, you got what's the brother name? Weebon or what's his name? Webby or what? I don't know what brother name. Pastor Weebon, I think it is. I mean, he hooking up with Nick Fuentes and just having a good old white nationalist, good old time. Talking about interracial marriage, and I don't want my white child. I prefer her to marry a white man, even if I don't know if y'all saw the Ruslan thing, but he talking about, yeah, if I had a child and, my child, when they get older, I prefer her to marry a white man. Right? So, I mean, this stuff, man, it's deep, and it's just the racism in the church, and it just shows the origins right here. It's absolutely nuts, but ain't nothing changed, man. Ain't nothing changed. Oldest man alive, yeah, it's kind of quirky. I like, again, his sarcasm on here and things, making some valid arguments, but I really can't get into this song. I don't know. I just, I can't really get into it. I like, again, the arguments he makes. Just preach the gospel, philosophy, the stupidity of that, but I can't really get into this song, man. Oh, Rugged, that's probably the last song I really like on here. Uh, I like the sample, I like the beat. It's just a classic. We're gonna close out with the gospel at the end. So yeah, it's a dope song. Now let me get into the songs I didn't like. Micah 6'8". I like is it Leah Leah? I always get her name wrong. I think it's Leah Smith. I'm a fan of her singing, but this song, man, the way he does his is it rap or poetry? I don't know. I can't get into the flow, man. I mean the guitar and all that. I mean that's cool. I'm not saying I can't get into songs like that, kind of softer, but I cannot get into his delivery on here, man. Just not good. Another song I don't like, Private Prisons Part 2. I can't really get into the singer, Danny Baylor. Can't really get into her. I'm not sure she's a bad singer, but just the vibe of the song, I cannot get into. I cannot get into his rap style. Sounds very old school. This it to me it just doesn't even fit the vibe of this album. I really don't get it. I don't understand it really why this song is on here, man. Not good. Happy Father's Day. I like the lyrics on here. I do not like his delivery, man. and it just feels like a song cry type of song, man. Jay-Z song cry. It just didn't have. I don't know if it's a tribute to that, but it's just not good, man. It's not. It's not good. Lyrically, it's good, but as a song, I cannot get into this. Wedding song. The beat is dope. I like the beat, but his rap style, man, it just sounds too old school. As we smile and we go down the aisle, blah blah blah. Then I go to the cow. It's just it's just very old school rap style, man. I can't get into it. Sometimes Shy delivery, it's like sometimes he kills it. Like I like him on Elder Statesman and stuff like that. And then sometimes he goes into this like little 80s type of vibe, man. It really hurts it. It's like I'm not saying use the same flow all the time, but that old school 1880s flow, man, don't work. Final thoughts, man. Like I said, I really like this album. The production, like I said, overall, he chose the right beats. I like the ruggedness. I like some of the softer stuff. Storytelling, as I said, is the best thing on here. You think about the last album I reviewed with that person, the storytelling was not there. But with Shy, he still got it. He still got it. And I definitely, like I said, that to compare it is sort of like Nas still got it with that storytelling. And he's Shy, he still got it. Um, so yeah, man, I don't know. Perception wise, I don't know what's going on, how it's being perceived. Maybe things will really pick up once it hits streaming. Because I can see this album getting a lot of criticism. Some of the things he says on here, and even though he doesn't think people should, be put into these secular categories, I can see a lot of people put them in that categories, which is sad. But again, I think he did his thing. As long as he, like he said, I'm gonna promote Jesus. I don't really care. As long as he get that attitude, hey man, just do his thing. He should be straight. But that's my thoughts. Love to hear yours. Maybe you think I'm wrong. If you do, put it in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts. This is Proceed with Costa Ball. Skip Bayless sucks. The Dallas Cowboys sucks. And I'm out.